If you're a service-based clinic or med spa and you feel like Facebook ads just don't work anymore, you're half right, because 95% of the clinics, they are just burning cash. They're chasing likes and all these signups instead of locking in quality appointments that sell to rich people. But here's the truth. The problem, it's not Facebook. You see, most people that are running ads, they're using outdated strategies. They're competing on the same low quality leads. Now in this video, I'm going to show you exactly why Facebook ads still crush in 2025. And when you run them with the right content first strategy, you can attract those rich people and sell to your desired outcome. So if you're serious about scaling your clinic and you want us to build you a patient acquisition system that attracts high quality rich people, click the link below, book a free call with me. I'm gonna tell you exactly what's working, what's not, and I'll tell you exactly what I would do if I was running your ads. I've helped one business scale to 9 figures and 4 other clinics this year alone hit 7-figure months. We have clients outside of the clinic space. So these strategies work at all levels. My largest client has 1,200 employees. They did $4.7 billion last year. So these strategies work in any industry across any market, not just yours. So let's dive into exactly why Facebook ads aren't dead. You first have to understand what happened in the landscape. So there's a couple key things. Number one being info products. They fucked everything up, to be very direct. Info products are courses, masterminds, all these mentorships. What happened was a lot of these people, they were innovative. They were early adopters. I bought into many of them myself. And they learned how to run Facebook ads from anywhere from, let's say, 2017 to like 2020. And what happened is they ran Facebook ads during this time frame and they had success. And then what they do, they sold it to students. And you had all these people telling kids, literally children, make 10K per month. First of all, I can't believe people even sell that as an income claim. Like 10 grand a month. How can you be like, I'm the guy that makes people $10,000 per month? It's crazy. And so thousands of people, thousands, if not tens of thousands, signed up for these programs. And what did they learn? They learned the tactics of running ads based off of some course that was in 2017, or actually based off of some course that was by some guru who had success in this time frame. So that person, the guru, we'll call him, sold and created this effect of tens of thousands of people saying, I'm a Facebook ad expert. I guarantee you this. You don't have to pay until this. They all run the same tactics. You'll see them gimmicky, and then they run those same tactics in your ads. So all these ads, all these issues stem from these info products being taught by these gurus who had success in 2017, 2018. Well, these strategies, there was a time when they worked for a couple reasons. 1, less competitive of a market. 2, platforms were different. And then 3, market sophistication. So there was less competitive markets, meaning there were less clinics offering what you were doing. That's just data. As it gets more and more competitive, you need better marketing. The platforms were different. Previously, these were follower-based platforms, meaning they strictly showed your content to how many followers you had. Remember, like, I don't know how, if you guys were early adopters of Instagram, I wouldn't consider myself the earliest adopter, but I do remember the rise of it and everybody was wanting to get followers. I want more followers. Follow me, follow me, follow me. Everybody was about following, right? Oh, make sure to follow me. Now, still, does that matter? Yes, I actually don't care about people following me because I know my content is going to do the work. And I don't want followers. I don't want my friends to follow me. Actually, I tell my friends, hey, like, if you're not, down with my content, please don't follow me. I would rather you not just like stuff because the algorithm has changed to an interest-based algorithm. So previously you had 1 million followers, 1 million people saw it. That's how it worked. And so that's why people cared about it. But now TikTok was the first platform to change it and they became an interest platform, meaning based off of how people engaged with your content. So when they look at this and you're scrolling, I want to be entertained, right? So I'm just scrolling and then, oh, wow, I see something. You saw my face just light up right there, right? Wow, I'm going to click on it and watch it. Oh my God, I'm laughing, ha, 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 ha. And then I share it. That's what they're looking for. The user experience. So now it's no longer a follower-based algorithm. The platforms have changed to an interest-based algorithm. They care about how you engage with content. Content, you have strong engagement signals. They say, this is engaging content. Daniel likes this type of content. For example, I'm really into 911s. That's what I want this year, is to buy myself a 911 when I hit all my goals. And guess what I see? 1 out of 3, if at least 1 out of 3 suggested videos are 9/11 videos. So it knows my interest. It knows Daniel's interested in it. We're going to show it to more people. So the platforms have completely changed, and then the market has gotten more sophisticated. So as a market goes through this, or not as a market, as a product goes through the life cycle, right? When it's new, it's very easy to just market semaglutide, Botox, whatever, because it's new and there's not a lot of people. But as the market gets more sophisticated, the marketing has to evolve. The messaging has to get more and more sophisticated. So these are the reasons why that the strategies on these ads seem dead. So they're not. I want to be very clear. They're not. When you know the right strategies, you can really make money. Now, what is the right strategy? It's a content first strategy. And the reason for this is privacy. People opt out of cross tracking. Cookies are being eliminated, all these issues. Go watch other videos of mine if you want a more in-depth analysis. But when we have a user scrolling, there's no privacy issue with Facebook. They're on Facebook. They opted into Facebook's terms. Facebook has all that data. So we're creating content on Facebook or Instagram in which the user has consented to that data being tracked. They're analyzing your facial expression, everything. So the user's scrolling experience is tracked by Facebook. So we get all that data in a content first strategy. Additionally, this is what people want, right? They don't want to see some like Canva ad that looks like it was done by some VA in the Philippines for $5 an hour, probably as it was by either yourself, your marketing personnel, or your agency. And that's why it doesn't work, is because they're using these outdated strategies that worked when the market was less competitive, when platforms were different, when market sophistication worked, and they were taught by their guru who had success during this time frame when all these things didn't matter. So that's why they're still using it. And then they have the audacity to tell you that it's your fault. They don't listen. A good marketer is going to ask you a lot of questions. They're going to say, tell me what's going on. I want to know about these conversations. Like the lead quality is bad. Like, tell me more about that. Like, what are the conversations? What are they saying? Why is this, right? I solve problems in businesses. Oh, you have a pickup rate? People aren't picking up enough phone calls? Okay, we can solve that. We just go to work and solve that. Oh, you mean people aren't showing to the appointment? Yeah, we can solve that too. We'll solve that problem. Now, what I can't solve is people showed to the appointment and people picked up the phone when you called them. I can't solve what happens after that. That's the sales team. I'm a marketer. I get people to pick up the phone and I get them to show to the appointments. And then we can obviously optimize and improve the quality of that. Your cost is going to go up, but we can improve those things, right? I solve marketing problems, but most people don't do that. They blame, oh, well, sales didn't call fast enough. They didn't call enough times. And is there some truth to that? Yes. But if they're running coupons or discounts, it's probably a quality issue. Let's be real. So the privacy issues, it solves for the user experience issue, which is what? The user wants to be entertained. They want content that's aligned with the platform. So when you run those cheap ads, it's actually punished. You literally get punished because you're creating a poor experience. People want to be entertained. So how do you do that? How do you combat these issues with a content first strategy? Well, there's 3 types of content. So we have one type of content here. We call this pre-ads. Most clinics that are decent at content, they're already doing this. This builds brand affinity. It gets people to know, like, and trust you. Then you have direct response ads. And these are all ads just to keep in mind. So these can all be ran as paid strategies. Now, direct response, this is what every advertiser is doing. So 95% of marketers, of businesses, run 100% of their budget toward direct response, targeting the same people. And what happens is your costs get jacked up when you do that. So when you're all running semaglutide or mommy makeover, discounted coupon, eventually everybody copies you. They say, okay, this person's running this outdated strategy. They must be working. So I'm going to do it. So now you enter in this echo chamber where everybody's just doing the same things. They're all attracting the same brokies that respond to these old strategies that are discounted coupons. And it's a recipe for disaster. So you need the pre-ads. You do need direct response ads, but you don't want them to be coupons. And then you need content that gets people to pick up the phone and that gets people to show to their appointments. And we call this propaganda content. This puts them into the right frame. We also call it framing window content. It plants strategic ideas that gets them to want to buy, to want to trust you. And once we complete this, we need about 1 to 3 strategic ads for pre-ads here. The direct response, depending on the budget, 5 to 10. And then this one, we need about 15 to 20. So you need a total of about 30 to 35 strategic videos. When you have this, you will print money. You will see an average of a 30 to 40% increase in sales, in upsells. You will see anywhere from a 30, I know that's a high number because the crappy campaigns we take over, some of them are so bad, we won't even operate other ads manager. We're like, no, we're not even gonna run ads in your ads manager. Let's create a new one. You've just done so much bad stuff. You're so punished and your pixel and data is just so dirty. We don't even want to see this. So we see anywhere from a 30 to 90% improvement in pickup rates, 200% average increase in CTRs. As a marketer who solves marketing problems, if I was looking at a campaign and auditing all the different things in the campaign, okay, we've got a click-through rate of 0.5%. We've got a good funnel opt-in. We're opting it at 15%. We've got a show rate of 50%. Not great, but it's good enough. I look at numbers. As marketers, that's what we do. We look at numbers and I say, what's the number that if I did this one thing, I'm going to have the highest impact to the campaign? And based off all those numbers that I saw, that I just outlined, 0.5% click-through rate on the ad, 15% opt-in rate, 50% show rate, I would focus my effort on improving that creative because I know I can double that. And a 200% increase immediately 2 times the volume, not always that much, but generally it's pretty spot on with that. A 200% increase in CTRs will increase my output by 200%. So these things are very significant. And what happens is actually when you focus on the CTRs too a lot, not that that's the only measure, but you can also kind of hack the algorithm because the AI will think that you have good content, which generally to get those types of CTRs, I'm talking like we have some pieces of content that are like 3%. I've seen some of our videos as high as 13% click-through rate, meaning of 100 people that got shown your ad, 13 clicked, which is crazy. They don't bill you on hundreds, they bill you on CPMs, cost per 1,000 impressions. So it'd be 1,000. That would mean 130 people clicked on your ad, which is crazy. That's how high we've seen it. But on average, I'd say most of our videos, low end 2%. Our UGC content, low end like 2.5%. To sometimes 6 or 7%, pretty standard, somewhere in that range. So we're getting very high CTRs. The algorithm then rewards us because this is engaging content. So it starts to push your content out to more people. So if you want us to build the 3 types of content, now it is an investment. Like I'm not saying this is going to be easy. We got to script ads, we got to edit it, but anything great's not easy. I've been a high achiever my whole life. I don't even know what easy is. I've never chased easy and I'm willing to put in the work. I care more about the results than the path. I'm like, I want to go here. Here's what I'm going to do. Doesn't matter how hard it is. If that's what it takes to get there. So if that's you and you're willing to put in the work, we'll help you develop 3 types of content. And then there's one secret strategy that we use too. We leverage podcast style content very strategically. And this is crazy what we're seeing across the board. So if you're a growth minded clinic owner and you want a done for you system, or maybe you just want me to consult on your business, you want me to build out a proven system for you, doesn't matter where you're at, make sure to fill out that application. Send me a DM. My personal Instagram's below. I handle all the messages. I'm a real human behind it. It's not a VA or an appointment setter. DM me, fill out the application. Let's see if we can make you some money. And make sure to like and subscribe to this video if I provided some value to you. Thanks so much.